could be anything. Why not be earnest?
So, Josh, I thought I was going to show off. This might be a gruesome story. Plug your ears for like 30 seconds if you don't like gruesome stories. I thought I was going to be like a show off, go on a bike ride. David, my boyfriend, is like a huge bike guy. So I was like, yeah, I actually can do bike rides too. Guess what happened 3 minutes into the ride?
What?
A bug flew up my nose. I went to like get it. Like I went to be like, no, get that bug out. And I gave myself a bloody nose. So then I had to ride like a real numbskull past like the potential for, high school people to come by at any time because I'm at home in Minnesota. And I had to ride on this bike with a tissue shoved up my nose, a little helmet on. I mean, you should wear a helmet, but still, I just looked like such a mess.
Well, so what I was going to say is I didn't put together that high school people meant people you actually knew from high school in your hometown. I thought you were like, some teen could see me.
Okay, but still, it could be like a person from high school. It could be from my high school. It could be a person from a high school. Either way, like that's not like the glamorous woman home for a weekend like image that you want to portray.
I just think it's really funny, the concept of like, oh no, I could do something embarrassing that a 16-year-old could see. Like that's the worst fate that could happen.
You don't want them to see it.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I'm fine. It wasn't like it wasn't like a disgusting amount, but it was enough to look stupid.
Did you whack yourself in the face? Is that how this happened?
No, I like tried to like I mean, I don't want to say pick my nose, but like, I tried to like scratch out this bug, and in the point, it was just so many errors all together.
Do you think you could get a DUI for that? Like you were driving under an influence.
And the influence was trying not to be seen by teens?
Picking your nose or like trying to get bug out of nose. You're driving distracted at least.
I don't think they'd have a case. I was also watching Hulu.
Ah, okay. That makes more sense.
My little TV I have taped to my bike.
Welcome to Being Earnest, a very sincere podcast. I'm Josh.
I'm Paula.
And we're here to talk about the earnest and sincere topics of the day. If you closed your ears, you won't know this, but you can open them up again. We're back to the normal kind of.
Oh yeah, sorry. Oh shoot, we forgot to tell them.
Paula, what's our topic this week?
Our topic is eyebrows.
Paula is pointing at her eyebrows for those of you at home who can't see us, which is everyone, and anyone who might not know what an eyebrow is.
This is a good topic, Josh.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good topic. Lots of room for discussion. Eyebrows, like them? Eyebrows, love them, leave them, shave them off. What do you do?
I have very prominent eyebrows. It is a part of my face that has always been prominent. Mm-hmm. Where like, when you see little kid pictures and you see your friend and you're like, oh, that is my friend. I recognize them even as a child because there's certain elements of their face that haven't changed. Like maybe their nose is the same or their mouth is the same smile or whatever. Like for me, it's always been like big old prominent eyebrows.
I'm picturing you just like a tiny baby with just adult size eyebrows.
Well, yeah, it's like how, puppies have like adult sized feet.
Yeah,
and stuff like that, and they're just like clomping around. It's like me and my Eugene Levy eyebrows. Is it Levy?
You're waxing them up.
Yeah, exactly. It is funny that some people are famous for that, though. Not funny, just interesting. That like there are a couple people, like when you say eyebrows, like your brain is probably going to Eugene Levy or Dan Levy or Martin Scorsese or Cara Delevingne or like
I was gonna say, like, I feel like you are like, oh, men with big eyebrows, and I'm like, oh, like a Demi Lovato, like somebody with beautifully sculpted brows.
Sure, exactly.
Men are from Mars, women from Venus. Am I right?
Well, I do think that this is one of those situations where you're famous for your eyebrows either because they are perfect and like prominent and perfect, or because they're unruly. It's one or the other.
They're either chaotic or perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Eyebrows are also like really having a moment. I mean, I guess it's been a while that they've been having a moment, but they are really having a moment.
Oh, for sure. Well, it's interesting that I think eyebrows come, I mean, like all fashion, they go through cycles of like in the 90s, it was like, how can I hide my eyebrows?
How can I make them so tiny?
Yeah, or like
Tiny little pencil thin eyebrows.
Or like all of our grandmothers who used to like pluck their entire eyebrows out and redraw them on.
Oh yeah. Chaotic. Do you want to hear a crazy eyebrow story?
Please.
So I was getting my eyebrows done by a new person. She's great. Bespoke Aesthetics in Chicago. And she was like doing them, and I'm one of those people that like you got to get them shaped and then you got to get them tinted and all that stuff. Especially as my first time post-vaccination, for the first time since February. And we get to talking, and she was like, "Oh yeah, well, where I'm from in Alaska," and I was like, "Wait, I've lived there till I was 9." And then we realized that we lived really close to each other. Then we realized, are you ready for this? Are you sitting down?
I am sitting down.
Her mom was the nurse when I was born.
Like delivered you.
Yeah. Her mom was in the room.
That's wild.
Isn't that so wild?
How do you even confirm that?
Magic.
Just like you text your mom and you're like,
well, it's a lot easier in a place like that where it's like, well, there was a nurse, so she did all of them at this hospital.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, totally.
Like, that was a hospital.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild though?
First Moose Hospital.
First moose, little baby moose time. Iceman Hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that wild though?
That's absolutely
and then it's like, well,
wild.
I guess I mean, she does a great job, but also I was like, how could I ever go somewhere else now?
No, what an
Luckily, she did great.
What an amazing thing if she found a way to just test and like, what if, I'm not saying, I'm sure that she did a great, let me restart this. Imagine running a tip grift so deep that you just threw random stuff out there just to see what stuck and then just went for it just to be able to be like, yeah, no, she's from like North Carolina or whatever, but she just threw Alaska out there to figure it out. Or she checked out did some background research and was like, Paula was born in Alaska. Let me just throw out Alaska and see. And then like if you think back on it, she was actually Kaiser Sozeing you.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but it sounds so intense.
Plug your ears, I guess, if you want to get a movie that was made in the 70s or 80s spoiled for you. But basically, in The Usual Suspects, that he's just using the stuff in the room to improvise a story. And then in the last few moments, they're like, oh, he's making the whole thing up after they let him go.
Josh, I had my ears plugged. I unplugged them right at the end.
Oh no, so many spoilers this week.
That would be incredible. Like she's like fully putting together this backstory, and then each person that you talk to.
Yeah, her mom delivered everyone who's ever gotten their eyebrows tinted.
That is absolutely not the case. She's a lovely human, does an amazing job, but TM, because I might be trying that.
Yeah, sure. Paula, if you could be famous for a
ass. Okay, just kidding.
I was gonna say like obscure body part is not the right word because it's not like you're like tail. But
yeah. Okay, a body part that let's say avoiding the TNA.
Yeah, exactly. I would say like I would even
tits
say
and ass
like
for those of us who know tits and ass for those of us that listen to a chorus line.
Sure. I would say like can we call them secondary body parts? Because like if you're the eyes and your smile and boobs and butt and junk in any version of this, it's all like those are obviously like wow, like
imagine
they're top.
Someone said junk. I guess that's a career.
Yeah, it is. Look, sometimes you can make a lot of money that way.
What a
Um,
gross conversation. I think we do need to release a rated R version of No Wrong Answers, but it'll
Yeah.
just be like our version of it. And we're like, what's a junk? And people are like, what?
but actually,
that
please
question?
explain it to me. How does it work?
Hello, what a junk? Hi, someone tell me what a jug.
Yeah. If someone's, I actually, that is a pretty good question. It's like, which euphemism for boobs is the best one? Because I think it's bazoongas.
I like a good old fashioned jugs. Because it's so funny to me every time.
Paula, what, and let's call them secondary body parts, would you want to be most famous for? So, like, not your eyes, not your mouth, not like, the
Yeah.
breasts or like other, like, oh, I'm like a whatever person, like,
Yeah.
what would you want to be famous for?
I would love to have just extremely elegant hands.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like perfect hands. Instead, I got these like stubby little fingers.
Mm.
But I wish I had just like hands that people stop me in the street and they go, "Do you hand model?" And I would go, "Yeah,
I do. It's
I
actually
do."
my entire livelihood.
That's
which is why
actually all of it. Do not shake my hand. Don't do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you ever seen that YouTube video? If not, we can post it. But it's an interview with a hand model from Dateline.
I think I've heard of this, but I've never seen it.
Oh, I probably heard of it from me. She's just like layering lotion on her hands the whole time. And she's being like, a simple hangnail for you could be a career-ending injury for me. She's incredible.
There is something to the grace of being able to like place something very specifically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I've got my hands, I got huge palms. Just,
You
like,
do have
big
really big palms. I've never noticed that.
Yeah, my fingers are not that long, but I have enormous palms.
Wow. How do my palms look?
Healthy.
Thank you.
I think for
All
me,
good,
the
Doc?
yeah, I'm a hand doctor.
Yeah. I think hands is a good, and you're right. Like, that's also like a career in like a Vanna White style, like turning the letters at the Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, just imagine serving someone a drink at a dinner party with incredibly elegant hands.
Instead, it looks like I'm always gripping something like it's about to lose, like I'm about to drop it. You know when you drop something like a millimeter and you kind of panic and you latch onto it with your grubby little mitts? That's what I always look like I'm doing. Nothing about me is graceful.
Never let go, Jack.
I would have his back. I'd be like, I got you, Jack.
Yeah.
These little mitts ain't giving you up, buddy. Climb aboard.
I'm trying to think what I would want.
I know. All the good ones are not allowed in this category.
Oh, but what about calves? Calves.
Calves? They're definitely calves.
Yeah, but they're spelled calves.
They are spelled calves. Yeah. Like really like meaty calves.
Yeah, exactly.
Calves.
It's like, you meet me, it's just like I look normal, and then you see me in shorts for the first time, and you're just like, You like do a double take, and you're like, huh.
Have you?
He doesn't skip leg day.
Have you ever seen a famous guy in shorts that like you're used to seeing in pants? I'm specifically thinking of a food. There's a Food Network host whose name I'm not remembering, but he was wearing shorts in an episode, and I was like, man, that guy has the tiniest legs I've ever seen. And you don't notice it until it's like I could put, just my thumb to my ring finger on there.
Sure. Just squeeze them.
Just the kind of calves where people are like, did he get implants?
Yeah, totally.
Are
Yes,
those
exactly.
fake? Is that silicone?
Yeah. How much does he bike in a given day?
All over.
Yeah, I just have a biking desk.
Although eyebrows is a really good answer to this one. Like
eyebrows
beautiful.
is because I think it's just that like it's that extra like 10 to 15%. You know what I mean? Just like stunning eyebrows really does it.
Yeah. Agreed. Or ass. So Josh, your eyebrows are made out of, fur or hair or eyelashes or whatever they're made out of.
Sure.
Just glued on eyelashes in my case.
I know you're about to ask a question, but it is wild to me that the same protein that is mainly your fingernails is also a major protein in hair.
I don't like that.
It just feels weird and too efficient of the body to do.
I don't like that.
Like, we got one protein, we're gonna put it everywhere.
I don't like that.
Sorry, Paula, you were asking a hypothetical question,
No,
and I
it's
interrupted
okay.
you with a gross fact.
A gross fact that will keep me awake at night.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you had to pick a different, let's say, non-body material,
Non-organic.
Not organic material. Well, you could pick like kale or something. For your eyebrows to be made out of, what would you pick and why?
Great question.
Thank you.
What if I had just like silicone eyebrows?
Ooh, what color?
I want to go with like spatula orange. You know what I mean?
No, you're not getting away with that easily. What is spatula orange? Are you talking about the color of your spatula?
I just mean that, like, I feel like when things are silicone, they're like, ooh, we can have fun colors with these ones. And it's like very bright.
We are living in a world with orange cones, like traffic cones, lots of iconic orange things. And you chose the color of your own spatula.
Or like, this straw that I'm showing you right now.
I love this so much.
It's bendy already. See, look at that. You get a little
that
preview.
Looks really good. Yeah, you could have said Cheeto. You could have said mac and cheese colored.
No, I just feel like, there's a certain amount of like, when you get like a silicone kitchen utensil, it's black, it's white, it's off-white, or it's like an orange.
All right. I don't have the energy nor the time to dive in.
But yeah,
I'll let you get away with it this time.
Yeah. I feel like silicone would be fun because it's like not hurting the environment as much. It acts as a little like water repellent right above the eyes.
Yeah. Ooh.
It can handle heat or cold.
Yeah, what about a little windshield?
Just like over the eyes, like another eyelash coming out from your forehead.
Yeah. They're doing the real work.
Got it.
I like that. So what I would recommend though is if you're doing silicone ones that just stick on, like you could pick different colors.
Oh, interesting that you could change it. So are these naturally occurring? Is that what we're saying? Or that you're...
Haven't thought about it.
Sure. Because if you could mix and match, then like obviously you get a full set of the like different colors. So one eyebrow could be one color, another one could be another color. They don't have to be in pairs.
Mm-hmm.
Whichever eye is more expressive. If you can like only do the like lifting up an eyebrow thing on one side, like make that the jazzier one.
Ooh, I wondered then if you could like, I mean, I was gonna say you could glue little rhinestones and stuff to it, but I suppose nothing's stopping you from doing that to your own eyebrows right now.
Now let me throw something else out here that you've just made me think of. What if it was those little like announcement ticker machines, where the text goes sideways across it?
Oh, Josh, that's such a good idea.
Just little like news
the ones that...
alert eyebrows.
Yes, and you can have them saying like little messages.
Yeah, exactly. Like next train boards at 7 p.m. Or like,
would you have two or would you have one so you could have longer messages? Like
I think you do a unibrow and it's like, and it goes across and it's just like AP is reporting that Iowa is no longer a democracy. It's like,
like I saw that news story too. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like you give people news, or it could also say things along the lines of like, if you're talking around something, maybe the subconscious takes over and it's just like, I'm into you.
So you're saying that like, because I was picturing, wow, like you'd have to like have a little machine for it, but you're saying your subconscious could do it. I like that.
You can brain implant it. Yeah.
Do you know what this feels like? This feels like some weird, like dystopian novel where like everyone born in this society's eyebrows have a ticker message from the overlord, but one rebellious teenage girl, hers tells the real truth.
Yeah,
and
right.
She has to go to underground society to overthrow the leader. Okay, TM, that's a great idea.
But her best friend has just been conscripted into the army. And is there sexual tension? There is. They're both discovering their bodies.
Absolutely is. Also, she has a younger sibling.
Yeah, right, exactly. Who cannot look out for herself in some way or another.
Yes, don't worry. And then the name of it's Ticker.
Oh, I love that. That's so good.
Like,
yeah,
the name of it is obviously or the Tick.
Oh, the Ticker trilogy.
The Ticker trilogy.
And book 1 sets up the world. Book 2, she joins the resistance, but turns out that the resistance is also bad, and really power is the problem. And then in the third one, she, everything comes together and there's a sacrifice, but then someone doesn't actually die, and then everyone ends up together.
Yeah. And there's some analogy for God or something in it.
Yeah,
that one was kind of lost on me, but we know it's there.
Yeah, and the last chapter flashes forward 20 years,
Yeah, where she's married to her like friend that, the friend kind of overthrew it in the end. Like, she ended up needing the friend's help, and the friend did it from the inside.
Right, but the friend lost their legs or something like that.
Yeah,
in the process.
Yeah. And they have a kid, and the kid's name is like Tick or something.
Yeah, or it's called like Freedom.
Yeah. Yeah. And they were born with out the ticker at all.
Yeah, right, because it's actually an implant that that the government has been putting there, and naturally, the resistance movement is naturally born humans.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's written.
Okay.
TM.
TM. Yeah, also the main girl's name is Cloud.
It's what?
Cloud. Or Cirrus.
Yeah. Or I was gonna say Katniss, but that's Kat Von D.
That's another real person.
Yeah. Just something like
River.
Silicone.
Dilicone? Is that the word that you just said? Paula, what would your eyebrows be?
Oh, I don't know. Mashed potatoes.
I have a book to write.
Yeah, I'm too busy. I cannot believe that some people like you, I guess, have the time and the energy to think of silly things like what would your eyebrows be made of? I'm a best-selling dystopian young adult novel writer.
I just got a deal from Netflix.
Yeah, this is big. This is the little girl from Stranger Things is starring in it.
Yeah.
Do, 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 do. That's their little cry.
Honestly, Millie Bobby Brown would crush in this role.
She would crush in the Ticker trilogy.
Ugh. Yeah.
And then the ending scene when they're all grown up, it's just horrifically, they did a terrible job aging them.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yes.
Yeah,
like a real Harry Potter 7 kind of energy.
Oh, yeah. And their other kid is named after the one friend that didn't, the old guy that didn't make it. The old guy that
the mentor.
The mentor.
Yeah.
Well, we nailed that.
Paula, in cartoons, I don't want to judge a book by its cover, but it's real obvious who the villain is. You know when they make a villain really villainy?
Oh, yeah. It's this villain is not trying at all to blend in. They have the most pointed eyebrows. They have the creepiest looking mustache. They have a really daunting suit on.
Yeah, they have that tiny little goatee. Who decided that evil people have little goatee mustache situations?
Do you think the goatee mustache situation makes cartoon villains evil, or do you think they choose it because they're evil and they relate to, they're well, my heroes have this?
I think at this point it's a little of column A, a little of column B.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's it's where the people you aspire to end up being wearing the same stuff. You wear the same things as them, but then also in the first place, you're the type of you I don't know. I think it's only a little bit ironic where they're oh, I have a goatee because I'm a villain.
Yeah, that's true. It's just really shocking to me that none of them have like a brand image consultancy group working for them being like, hey, I love this energy. I read the story last week about tying the girl to the train tracks. You did an awesome job. That's really taking up some great SEO for us. I did want to discuss the facial hair situation because it just turns out it is so on brand for a villain, but it doesn't feel on brand for Jacob.
Yeah, right, exactly. Please call me Dr. Doom.
That's another thing I wanted to talk about. This doctorate degree you keep referring to. Where is that from? We couldn't find it in our records.
You're talking in old world language. In my new world order, everyone can. I've ascended to a level higher than any flimsy degree could give someone. Well, there is some like weird studies about it's got to be something along the lines of like standard hero, like upstanding citizen stuff was like clean shaven people at the time that superheroes were created. You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be some like Puritan like, my gut is that it's some like weird Puritan Protestant work ethic thing in America where like having a goatee means that like you're an alternative society person, which then makes you evil. In the same way that like the like left was evil because of Christianity, and like in Italian, literally left is sinistra and stuff like that.
Ooh.
Like, it's got to be related in some way to those kinds of things, because like, I don't know.
Or the creator of Superman just could not grow a beard and he was so jealous.
Yeah, totally. Well, but there's also this stuff about like the way that you part your hair as a man. Like, if you part it on the left side going to the right, most heroes, that's the way it goes. And most villains, it goes the other way, or you're bald or balding.
Oh. That's weird.
Like, it's very weird to have, you know, balding heroes. It's like only really like Vin Diesel, The Rock.
They're coming back though, because those are like the hottest heroes right now.
Right, which is interesting that it's like, I don't know if is our generation the one that everyone has a beard. Is the clean shaven like suit and tie type, is that the villain now?
I mean, if you're involved, no matter what, like if you're involved in that kind of industry, and by that kind of industry, I mean like superhero stuff like that, it makes sense to be bald because that's like an easier clean. You know, you're obviously going to get sweaty. You're going to get blood. It's going to be so gross. You're going to have matted down hair. Like, how is Superman cleaning that off? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Bald also, it's just another thing for someone to grab onto in combat.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You got to wax your body down. You got to make it as slippery as possible.
Yeah, make it. It's all about efficiency. Now I'm the villain, aren't I?
Yes.
Yeah, now I'm the villain.
Now you're the villain.
I'm the like Silicon Valley tech bro villain who like thinks that everyone can be reduced to their functional parts.
It's all about efficiency.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I'm Mark Zuckerberg. See what I did there?
It was really good.
Political commentary, no.
It was really good.
I saw a report. Someone unironically posted something about Mark Zuckerberg where he owns the same shirt, like 10 of the same shirt, because he like limits the number of choices he wants to make in a day. So he just wears the same shirt every day. And someone's like, this is so smart. Put your energy only where it matters. I'm like, no, this is dumb. This is the same argument.
Also, clothes are really fun. And I hate it when people are like, that's just a stupid decision. No, clothes are awesome. They're fun. And I think Mark Zuckerberg would be a happier guy if he was really pursuing who he was.
Yeah, agreed. He probably drinks Soylent every day because he's like, food is only fuel for the body. It's like, no, it's also tastes
like
good.
All the fun stuff in life. What is he busy making $1 billion, ruining democracy? Have fun.
I think that's gonna do it for us.
I think that'll probably do it for us.
Thank you for listening for another week. We so appreciate it. If you have not gotten our card game, it's called No Wrong Answers, Non-Burning Questions to Kick Off Conversations. You can get it at nowronganswersgame.com or check us out at No Wrong Answers Game on social media. It's a hoot and a half.
Oh. Almost 2 whole hoots. That's great.
Yeah. And hoots don't come cheaply these days.
Thank you, as always, to Ryan Cruz for our beautiful logo. You can follow her on Instagram at @RBCruiser. And thank you to Dylan Dutch for our wonderful theme song. You can follow his music project, Death Love, wherever you listen to music.
You can also connect with us on social media. We're at Being Earnest Pod pretty much everywhere, or beingearnestpod@gmail.com. Send us your thoughts. Send us your earnest moments. Send us just, good things that happened in your life.
Yeah,
we like seeing those. And until next week, just remember, there is nothing more luxurious than being a hand model.
That is very true. Thanks, everyone. Have a good week.
Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.